Hello, everyone, and welcome to my first live stream. This is the attempt of doing some form of a video log or vlog or however it's being called. And it's working in the same way as it's working in writing, maybe therapeutical writing where you can heal yourself by writing about stuff. And I do actually much more like to talk. It's more in my nature than writing. And as such, I'm doing a video log today. And this time it is about the start actually of a series of videos I would like to do in order to demystify a few of the agile terminologies we're using in this agile coaching world. If you're going through an agile transformation or you've just ended up in the company which is working with Scrum and Kanban and these things, you will hear a lot of these buzzwords, and I would like to start demystifying all of them one after the other as we're going through the video podcasts. I'm starting with a very easy word at the beginning, which doesn't even sound agile at the beginning. It is the word customer. When we do agile, when we think agile, then the customer we say at least, is in the focus of our attention. And we want to make sure that the customer is 100% happy with what we are doing. And this is slightly irritating, at least if you're in Germany. Let's say you're buying a fridge, then this is what springs to mind when people talk about customers. They assume themselves in a customer-like situation where you're going into a store, you buy a fridge, you get a 2-year warranty period in which you're able to hand this thing back, and you're the king. Customer is the king. And one of the things you would never anticipate in such a customer delivery relationship between me and the store is that we would be collaborating or negotiating or working together to get the best outcome, or assuming that there's a complex product underneath. We don't care. We simply go into the store, we buy this thing, we're the king. If there's anything wrong with the fridge, we give it back and we get our money back, or we give it back and it gets repaired and then we get it back, and we might even get some voucher because of the, let's say, the problems we are having and whatever. So there's also a very clear money transferring thing happening. So for instance, if I'm paying 500 euros for the fridge and the fridge is broken, I will get the 500 back. The damage is very clearly to the other side. It's their problem that we have a broken fridge and they have to repair it. There's almost zero damage for us. If we're lucky and we have nothing in the fridge, or it's winter and we can store the stuff outside, there's very little damage which happens to us. And when it comes to companies, there is no customer and delivery relationship. There's never going to be, because one of the core principles is that if in an internal customer and internal delivery party don't do well, so someone delivers the fridge and the internal customer says, I'm not happy with that fridge, it's broken. By the way, we never have this situation, I think, that we internally deliver fridges, but nevertheless, the damage is and the gain is in the company. It'll stay there. Even if you have two separate budget centers, of course, you can say, okay, the damage is maybe on the delivery side and the customer side doesn't have a damage. Wrong. At the end of the day, the problem will appear on the overall company's balance sheet. The damage which will happen in a company will be, at the end of the day, attributed to every part of the company. Make a very extreme example. There's 1 billion fridges we have to deliver to our internal customer, and they're all broken. The amount of money which 500 times 1 billion, so 500 billion euro down the drain, or receiving end, our customer would say, it's not our problem, you have delivered the wrong stuff. And the delivery party would say, yes, you're right, it's our problem, we delivered the wrong stuff. But still the whole bank company goes boom. So this very dramatic example makes it very clear that the problem of which is happening internally is shared by all parties. And now the next thing comes along. We assume then where we go very high level that the product we are buying when we talk about customer is as simple as the stuff we are used to buy. That the terms and conditions are applying as well. And they don't. That's not what's happening. We have a complex product most often. It is often enough not a fridge out of 1,000. It is the first fridge. It's the first fridge ever. This is how we normally have, let's say, development. If it's software development, if it's product development, doesn't matter. But if we develop something for the first time, there's nothing standard about it. The product is quite complex. The likelihood that whatever we are doing is matching customers' expectations, so receiving expectations, and they're not customers, they're not going to use our product in the end. Or if they are, even then, the likelihood that we can build something which they have described in full detail, and they will say at the end of the delivery pipeline, yes, we are absolutely happy, and it's exactly what we want because we have precisely described every little thing on this product from the beginning of the product which didn't exist before. This is very unlikely. So the assumption is that actually these internal people, they have to de-risk this product building thing, or whatever it is the one person or the one department offers and the other one is receiving. They have to de-risk that delivery. And they do this by a constant interaction, collaboration, sharing views, sharing risks, sharing knowledge, very open. This is not what we normally do in a customer delivery relationship. If I have a salesperson in front of myself, I won't tell them from the beginning how much I'm willing to pay. I will go into negotiation. Do I do negotiation with my internal customer? Probably not. Because whatever he's not able to pay and whatever I potentially have to put on top at the end of the day, it is company money, it is staying internal. Any second we spend on negotiation will be company monies down the drain. Yeah, because we spend time. And what we are not doing is we don't talk about the product during the time we're negotiating. So there is a challenge on if someone says, I expect you to deliver a new product, and the other party says it will take 6 years and 6 billion euro, then the other party could say, well, how come? At the same time, and that's also what we never have in a typical customer delivery relationship, is we look at value. Yeah, so I'm buying a toaster or a fridge from the store, and I know that I can't get it anywhere any cheaper, and I need a new fridge. For me, the value addition of the fridge is pretty clear. It's very obvious I need a fridge, or I need a second fridge, or whatever the reason is for all my beer at home. But at the end of the day, this is the value proposition, and the cost proposition is 100% clear. In an internal project, it's often not that easy to say this is the value it'll bring to the table. It has probably either it's a gut feeling we're having, but we're often think more about the cost. This person will say, what are the 6 billion about? And is it really that much? And can't we do cheaper? Okay, we can. But should we really have this debate? Because the value of this product is 20 billion? Or you anyway know that you want it? Yeah, let's take the fridge example again. This guy definitely knows that he wants it. Could, of course, discuss with him whether he can have it also 4 months later once the winter period starts to cease, and he definitely needs a fridge because then the temperature on the balcony is getting too high to store the stuff outside there. Yes, we could, of course, have this discussion, but if this guy is willing to spend 500 on it, or he needs a fridge, we won't go into this discussion. He will know the value. He will say this is top value. This is the stuff I want to buy today. And we will be able to say, and these are the costs, as a delivery party. So the customer relationship at this particular point is an open exchange about how the 500 euro of the cost are being coming together. So we are properly understanding how each of our decisions when we ask for a new product are influencing the cost. At least to some degree, this is a possibility. And then we have on the other side the value. And if it's completely clear there's 12 billion for a 500 million invest around, then yes, of course, we can debate a lot of how the 500 million are coming together, but at the end of the day, we would simply do it. Yeah, it is a commercial decision to simply do it. The other thing is that we often don't know the value or the cost at the very beginning, and then we use relative numbers. I think we would never use relative numbers when we enter a grocery store for the value or the cost of a good. So there's quite a lot of things which are wrong in this comparison. The things, by the way, also lawsuits are very typical for more complex purchases. Yeah, so if we try to get the fridge back to the store and the store says, no, we're not taking it because it's your fault that it's broken, we will start to file in a lawsuit in order to get our rights through. Internal customer lawsuit against the other internal delivery party, not going to happen. And if it does happen, then there's something awfully wrong in the interaction and collaboration within this company. So this is the problem. Customer, at the end of the day, doesn't really fit the purpose. I can't recommend using it. It normally actually splits in my eyes how we interact, and it puts also a very false assumption around the working relationship between actually colleagues who are aiming for the same thing, and that is making money in this company. And that this should be the thing we need to align on, and not so much this customer and delivery party relationship. So this is the first very little bit on how Agile in a, let's say, bigger enterprise is being implemented. And the first thing you might stumble across is how IT, if it's about software development and maintaining and administrating, and the business, so the non-IT people, are interacting with each other. And are they interacting on eye level? Are they collaboratively looking into the same direction? Are they trying to solve the same problem? And this is how to make as much money as possible, be as efficient as possible, be as effective as possible jointly. Or are they working actually against each other, and are they trying to put in very fixed plans and make sure that the tag on the fridge is saying 500, it won't cost more, and that there's no problem with the fridge once it gets delivered? That's the big question. I strongly advocate for the collaborative option. And then the word customer, in my eyes, does spawn many, many false assumptions. If you 100% know what you're talking about when you talk about customer, fine. An alternative form would be user is as good. Yeah, because at the end of the day, often we have internal users. And if we have internal users, then it becomes much more clearer how our relationship should look like. And then we need tight and constant interaction to make sure whatever we are building is fit for purpose once the user gets his hands or her hands on it. Thank you very much. That was the first stream out of a series. The next time it will be a bit more structured, but I would like to get your feedback in case you're interested, and hope to see you soon. Plan is doing this daily, weekly, I don't know. We will see how this goes. See you then.